Don't lose yourself in this episode, man. Detroit putting up a stinker game 7 with the Cavs. We got the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals preview up. We're going to talk Eagles schedule, a little bit of trash there. We're going to bring you a little bit of MLB baseball and Aaron Stakel and Barry Bonds. We got you. Let's go.
Let's get it. Episode 209 of the Brutally Honest Sports Podcast. Actually, episode 1 of being on video. So pretty exciting stuff here at the Brutally Honest Sports headquarters, if you will. But
yeah, buddy.
JD, first thing off the bat, Monday, coming off a pretty exciting sports weekend. Obviously, not going to say a bunch of people are tuning in for the Preakness coverage, what we might even not talk about. But you had the Preakness, you had obviously the NBA. Some NBA playoffs, MLB, all those type of things, even NHL going. So what's going on, man? How are you doing today?
I'm all right, bro. I'm all right. A little bit bummed about the game last night, game 7. I thought it was going to be a close game. I thought the Cavs were going to win, but Detroit just showing, I guess, their lack of experience, lack of depth, getting blown out on like 30 points, like the end of the third quarter. I could have gone to bed at halftime, honestly, but had to give it a bit of faith, but I don't know. I'm good, man. How are you doing, brother?
Yeah, pretty good. I know we were talking a little bit back and forth during that game, and I said, hang in there, see what happens after. I mean, I really didn't think Detroit was going to come all the way back.
It's your fault. Your fault to stay up.
Usually is. But I had that false optimism of like, okay, let's see if Detroit makes it like a 10-point game to go in the fourth. Not even close. I mean, yeah, to your point, it was just that was a barn burner for the Cavs. I mean, they just put it on them the entire game, outscored them in the paint by a lot, out-rebounded them, outshot them. Like you said, man, I mean, Detroit completely lost themselves. I don't think they quite knew who they were out there on that court last night. So
yeah, it definitely seemed like they lost identity. The Cavs were like lights out shooting. I think they were somewhere around 50%. I mean, the offensive rebounding, bro, like Jared Allen hitting the boards, like it was like a sequence where it was like shot, miss, board, and shot again. Cleveland just had so many second chance points. And obviously when you get offensive rebounds, it gives you the opportunities for more free throws too, because you often will grab that board and get hacked on the way up. I think the only thing Cleveland didn't do well last night was shoot free throws, but ultimately it didn't matter, man. But just really a statement win. Donovan Mitchell, Spida Mitchell, and he was all over the place, bro. He was shooting them webs all like crazy, man. Like James Harden. Don't even get me started on James Harden. All right. Anyway, but I want to get into that. But yeah, they just looked like the far superior team. It took them to 7 games, and Detroit has time, but I think they're going to need to add a little bit of power next year if they want to take that next step. So they're young, but they need a little something to boost next year. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, we'll take that for a second. Like, what do you think does Detroit need a guard? Do they need a dominant big man? Like, what is their missing? Is it their bench that's just not good? Like, what do you see?
I don't know. Like, I think they need to be able to shoot more threes. I mean, honestly, they got, Jalen Duren's good in the paint, or Asar Thompson. If he could, dude's everywhere, bro. Defender, like pesky defender, like he can drive, he can, do a little bit of everything but shoot the ball. If he could develop a 3-point shot, even like his brother over there in Houston, like things will definitely improve. So just some good 3-point shooting, I think. But yeah, they have a bright future. Definitely hope so. But someone who is running out of time, Mr. James Harden. Got to get into this. I mean, I was messaging, bro. For those who don't know, anyone who's been listening to the Brutally Honest Sports podcast for a minute, Aaron has a deep-seated hatred of Tom Brady. And this is like my equivalent to Tom Brady in basketball, bro. All right, James Harden. I'm going to back it up a little bit. James Harden, 17 years in the league, 17 playoff berths. I think it's the third most.
You feel old, man. Not that
right? I remember when Harden came in, bro. Like
17 years, like that blows my mind. To be honest with you.
I believe it's like third most, like consecutive years, like in the playoffs to start a career. Second most postseason games without a finals appearance, behind Malone. Actually, not even finals appearance, without a championship, I believe, behind Malone and Stockton. Or behind Malone and right in front of Stockton. And I just think that's fantastic. The dude just disappears in the clutch, man. Like, useless stats. Lamar Jackson, throwing him up to throw shade at Lamar. Just, useless stats in the regular season, then what does it matter if you pop off in the playoffs and score 10 points with 4 turnovers, But he didn't need to really step up yesterday, and I'm looking forward to seeing him choke later in this next series. Honestly, I really think that the Knicks are gonna absolutely expose him. But I mean, what series are you looking forward to, man? I mean, we got Eastern Conference, obviously the Knicks and the Cavs. Western Conference, we've got Wemby and the Spurs versus SGA and the Thunder. Like, what are you looking forward to as far as those two series go?
Yeah, and just to touch on your Harden point there, it is pretty interesting the fact that like the guy scores at will in the regular season. It's not like he's a 10-point a game guy. Like he's still putting up mid-20s, and then it's odd to me. Like I think baseball, you look at like Aaron Judge has had his struggles. Last year he didn't, which I might be the only one defending him. As of last year, everybody's like, "Oh, Aaron Judge sucks in the playoffs." You pull up he almost hit like 500 if that in the playoffs last year. Like every 2 at bats, he's getting a hit. So like,
yeah, that's crazy.
But like it's weird. Like just to draw a parallel, basketball is a little bit like I know they play tighter defense, but I don't really see other than obviously more pressure. But why is there such a big drop off? You know what I mean? That's the part that doesn't really make sense to me. Like if you can score, you can score. I would think, to a certain degree.
Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe overthinking it, getting kind of the yips. Like I think having Spider Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell on the team this year, Harden not being like the primary option. Like yeah, there's the background noises like he disappears in the playoffs, but him not being the number one option, I think kind of takes a little bit of pressure off. I mean, I know he had that in Philly with Joel Embiid, but just having another guard back there who can handle the ball. Dude, Mitchell was diming up yesterday, man. Like just dropping dimes on the court, hitting threes, like sidestepping, just absolute domination. But I mean, yeah, dude, the Cavs they're tired, brother. They're tired. 2 7-game series that they came out on top. Obviously, good for morale. Because it's like, we did it. Like we're able to overcome that. But they're facing a Knicks team, bro, in less than 2 days rest that swept the Sixers in 4 games, and that wasn't even remotely close. The Knicks actually set a record for the biggest point differential in their last like 10 playoff games, I think, breaking like the Warriors record from like the season the Warriors won like 70 something and 8. Like, so dude, I know you're a Knicks fan. Like you got to be excited about what you're seeing there, right?
Yeah, no, to your point, and I didn't want to just dismiss your question about like as maybe a fan of the game, like if I fully invest myself in the game, I would probably say the Western Conference Finals might be a more interesting matchup. You obviously have Wemby, the Spurs that really haven't been there recently, that type of thing, and then you have obviously the team that won it all last year right back there. So I feel like from maybe a storyline perspective, the Western Conference Finals is more eye grabbing. It's more attention grabbing in general. But I think this with the Knicks being in it, it's the Knicks are just such must watch TV because they're the Knicks. It's like if the NFL, like as much as I hate to say it, like if Dallas is in the playoffs, more people are watching. It's kind of the same thing with the Knicks in basketball, and they haven't been to this point, and I can't remember if Carmelo even got them to the Eastern Conference final. I think they were always, just at a step before that. But yeah, I mean, I'm obviously excited. And to your point, the Knicks have the last time they played was May 10th, so over a week ago, which is crazy. You like to think that that's probably a good thing, but at the same time, it's like, are they going to be rusty? Are they going to come out there like because you know how it is in the postseason, whether it's basketball, hockey, football, even baseball, everything's sped up. Like it just you're watching it, and it's like everything's at 100 miles an hour compared to a regular season.
Too. Yeah, everyone's giving it a roll. Yeah,
exactly. So it's like, can they come out there and match that intensity? Sometimes teams can. Sometimes they can't though. So it's like, that'll be interesting. I think they're probably the more well-rounded team the Knicks are than the Cavs. Not to take anything away from the Cavs, obviously, but also to your point there, like they are probably tired. I mean, if the Cavs come out and win game 1, I'm not going to say the Knicks are in trouble, but that would be huge for them, in my opinion, just because you're riding off of this 7-game series. You're you're kind of just getting through it at this point and surviving and getting on. But then to come out and beat the Knicks in game one, that would be huge. But I think from a fan, like if you take any fan interest perspective away, I would think the average basketball fan would probably say the Western Conference Final is more of a draw, in my opinion.
Yeah, most definitely, dude. Like I'm rooting for the Knicks here just because like I said, I just don't like James Harden. I want to see him break every record possible and on the negative side of it, which is a shame because I like Spider Mitchell. I like Jared Allen. Like I like Evan Mobley, former defensive player of the year. Like I like the young guys. I just, maybe next year, maybe next year. But I mean, dude, when it comes down to it, like the Spurs Thunder has got to be like must see TV, man. You got the reigning MVP, 2-time MVP, SGA, first unanimous defensive player of the year in NBA history, and Victor Wembanyama, the alien dude, is actual freak of nature, like 7'4". And then you got him going up against Chet Holmgren, the I guess runner up with, he didn't have any first place votes, but runner up to MVP. I'm sorry, to DPOY, Defensive Player of the Year. And dude, the Spurs have had their number, the OKC Thunder's number, man. Like OKC 8-0 in the playoffs, like they haven't really had to do much of anything. And the Spurs, I think, they're 4-1 in the regular season. I think they're 4-0 in games that actually mattered. I know that the OKC is getting Jalen Williams back, which is obviously a huge boost to them. But just having Wemby in the game, man, having him down there in the paint, like Chet Holmgren is one hell of a player. I don't want to take anything away from him, but his like averages when Wemby's playing against him are like way down, dude. I think they're on like 10 points or something like that. Like Wemby just changes the way people play. And if you watch SGA, like a lot of what he does is, he'll he's a decent shooter, but like he'll drive, he'll try to draw the foul, and like you're not going to get those shots up the way you normally do. Like I'm not really big on the advanced analytics, but for you nerds who are, you look at the advanced analytics and it's crazy, like the percentages of success that the Thunder have versus when Wemby's on and off the court. So I'm looking forward to it, dude. Obviously, the Thunder, the pedigree's there. They won it last year. They're still a young team. Alex Caruso, just scrappy guard. Love that guy. Bald man, white head, gleaming off the court. Got the sweatband. Balling out. Always appreciate watching him hustle. A friend of mine thinks the Thunder are going to take it in 4 games. I told him that he's tripping. I'm still calling. I'm calling Spurs in 6.
Dang.
I'm calling Spurs in 6, baby. Yeah, and
I was about to run the odds by you because the Thunder are, just as via DraftKings, Thunder are minus 260 to win the series. Yep. Spurs plus 210. So
put $10 down, my guy. Put $10 down, and then throw me a 5 when you win. Let me tell you. See, I'm not a gambler anymore.
That's a little 200 piece, real quick.
I'm not a gambler anymore, man. But I've called a few things lately. I've called quite a few things lately. I called the Lakers beating Houston, and that was like plus 500 odds at one point. There's a few other things, but it's wild. Like I stopped gambling, and of course, then I make the right picks. But that's how it'd be, right? But
you know what, though, man? If you keep doing that, I'm just gonna like throw you money back because like you're giving me these picks, so it's like.
But if you remember to take my picks, bro, I know you're a busy man. You're working hard.
No, see, I for lack of a better word, I pussyfoot it, man. Like I get so. I'm like, okay. I don't want to lose 10. Like it's so stupid, man. Like
I get it, brother.
You got to take some risks, though. You got and like that's my problem is, things like that. I'm like. I just overthink it. So like next time you tell me, hey man, I feel good about this. Even if you lose, I'm gonna be like, whatever. Like I'm going.
I mean, I'm not telling you to throw $10 or $20. Even if I just throw like a few bucks at it.
I'll throw a 5-piece on the Spurs. I want the Spurs to win.
Spurs, man. I would. And just give me a little kickback type thing. But
absolutely, anyway, I want the Spurs to win. So I'm both ways. I'm rooting for them that way.
I mean, what did you think? I mean, what was your prediction? As far as that series goes, best of 7. What are you thinking?
See, it's hard for me. I guess this is a defeatist mindset for sure, but it's hard for me to to pick against the champs, you know, and the fact that
That's
they're
fair.
favored so heavily concerns me, obviously, for for the Spurs.
It's part of
I
why
mean,
you're able to make money off it, baby.
that's exactly right. Hey, I mean, if all the favorites won every time, nobody would watch, right? That's
Right.
sports.
That's true. Factual. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I give the Spurs a fight. I think they're going to put up a good fight. I do. If I am like, you know, gun to my head, I'm probably taking the Thunder, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I think the Spurs have even though they're younger team, this and that, and everybody's like, oh, they haven't been there. Well, yeah, but everybody starts somewhere. I mean, the Bulls, before they went on that run in the '90s, the first time they got it deep into the playoffs was their first time. So it's one of those things like. They're going to gain valuable experience here. Wemby will, I think he'll show up. I don't doubt that. And to your point, I know it's different. Like we've talked about in the NFL and other sports where, the team. It's funny. I think it was one of the Big Ten championships in football the other year. It was like, well, Ohio State owned this team, but then when they went to the Big Ten championship, it went the other way. So it kind of, it's that same type of thinking where it's like the Spurs owned them in the regular season. Can they repeat it when it really matters? Honestly, when it's all the lights are the brightest. So I do probably take the Thunder, probably in like 6. I don't think it's gonna be a quick series. But
yeah, I could. That's the thing. I could see it going 6 games either way. I don't think it'll make it to 7. I'm going to call Spurs in 6, but I'm thinking it'll probably be a 6-game series.
If it goes 7, let's say, just for fun, if it goes 7, do the Spurs pull it off, or does that mean the Thunder?
If it goes 7, I think Thunder, they were 2 games better in the regular season. It would be an OKC. Man, it's tough. I think it would depend on 2 things. Who was up going into game 6 and what was the margin of victory? If the Thunder say the Spurs are up 3-2 and the Thunder come back and they beat them by 15 going into game 7, I'm calling the Thunder at home with that kind of momentum. The Spurs were down 3-2. They beat the Thunder at home, and then going to game 7 on that momentum. I think it's going to depend on momentum. So, I can't really give you an answer there. I would say based on who won game 6 and what was the margin. If someone kicked ass in game 6, I'm guessing they're going to take it on to game 7. So, but
fair enough, man. I like that. I like the prediction as far as just being bold, like putting the Spurs.
Try to break it down. Break it down. One
Spurs Knicks would be pretty. I mean, not for everybody, obviously, but it's it'd be cool though. It'd be something different.
I mean, I like what you said, to the point like of players being young. That is like a major thing, like Wemby's 22. But that's the thing, bro. Like Wemby's 22. Dylan Harper's like 20 years old. And Vassell, I think, is like 20, 21. Like they have 3 players, like big contributors on the team that are just like they're so young. Like they're going to be there for a while. I mean, eventually they're all going to have to get contracts, but then they got De'Aaron Fox as well, who has a bit of experience. But 3 guys that young, they'll be there again. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited for it. Game 1 is actually tonight. As of recording, this is 5:18. We're recording around 6:45 on Eastern time. So in about 2 hours here, we'll tip off. So Aaron is going to probably do a show later on this week. Guys, make sure you tune in for that. And I'm sure he'll have a few things to say about that game there. But yeah, should be a good one, man. If we want to move to – go ahead.
Oh, no, just pretty cool, like seeing the Spurs post like obviously I liked the oh my goodness, what's his name? Popovich, yeah.
Greg Popovich,
yeah, legendary the Popovich era. Yeah, it is kind of weird though. It's like we were kind of waiting for. I mean, eventually they were gonna be good. I mean, you would hope, right? If they never got back to being relevant, that would suck. But like
as soon as they got the number 1 pick and got Wemby, it's like as long as this kid stays healthy, they'll be there.
Yeah, the hype train around that guy was real. Like I never know whether to buy in or not because you know how it is. Like some of these guys, oh my goodness, Adam Morrison. Remember him out of Gonzaga? Everybody's like Adam Morrison, but show me a Gonzaga player.
I don't even remember him, but Zion Williamson, dude. I mean, Zion could just jump out of the gym, but he couldn't stay healthy. He couldn't lay off the donuts and pizza and McDonald's and stuff. And no, seriously, man, like it's just a shame, But hopping over to the East, then I guess. What are your prediction there, man? What is your prediction? I know we talked a little bit about it, but 7-game series. What do you call it? Knicks and 6? Yeah, Cavs and Sap. What do you got, man?
Couple things worry me. I'm not gonna lie, even though like it shouldn't, because like the Knicks absolutely dominated the Sixers. I think obviously the Cavs are a step up from this current
Absolutely.
Sixers team.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're
The
coming
only
from
thing,
near Philly too, so it's not like we should have Philly bias, but we don't. We're keeping it a buck here.
yeah. I mean, I have no hatred towards this. We went into that before, but just with the Sixers, like excuse me, with the Knicks, if they do the hack of Mitchell Robinson, it's kind of a two-part problem. Like if Cat gets in foul trouble, which we've seen that
Yeah,
happen time and time
yeah,
again,
yeah.
I
They
think
run
that's a
so much
problem.
through
Like
him.
that's a concern. Yeah, like that immediately puts them at a disadvantage because I'm a big Cat fan. I like what he brings to the table, and he can shoot from pretty much anywhere,
Yeah,
and obviously
7 footer.
exactly and be that guy to kind of post up and things like that. But he does have that foul trouble problem. Everybody knows it. Like, yeah, obviously the Cavs are probably
Yeah,
nonstop watching film on how to get him in foul trouble. Like that's what they're going to focus on. Because then if you bring in Mitchell Robinson, you can hack Mitchell Robinson, and that guy shoots like Shaq from the line. So it's like
so stupid, bro.
it
So
is stupid.
I hate that,
They
bro.
have to
They
fix
gotta
that.
they gotta be a rule about that. I wanted to say one more thing, and then I'm gonna completely go nuclear on something in the NBA that bothers me. So hide your kids, hide your wife. There might be a bit of profanity here on the first video on the Brutally Honest Sports podcast. JD's he's going in. But nah, I mean, dude, I love Jalen Brunson, undersized guy. They expected him to not amount to, a whole lot, but he, not only did he absolutely blow away expectations, he's a team player first and foremost. He turned down millions of dollars. Again, for you stat nerds, you can go look it up exactly, but like he turned down millions of dollars on an extension so that they were able to build a team around him and making sure they're able to pay Karl Anthony Towns and everything at like those other guys. I mean, they're doing it, man. They're doing what they have to do. So yeah, like you said, can they get Cat in foul trouble? If you're the Cavs, you got to attack the paint. Donovan Mitchell has the ability to, he has that sick floater, man. Like get in there, attack the paint, try to get Towns in foul trouble. James Harden, one of the best foul baiters of all time. Which here it goes. F flopping, bro. F flopping. I am so freaking tired, bro, of watching basketball flopping. We got SGA going up, chucking up their hands, throwing like that. You got guys getting knocked down, quote unquote, getting bumps. Like they're freaking like soccer players, man. Like James Harden, he knows that he can lean into guys and throw the ball, off the scoreboard or whatever and get a foul call, bro. It is so stupid. It is so stupid. Like, I'm not trying to watch soccer. Soccer is the most boring thing I could think of doing with my time. And, maybe we'll scare away some people here. But
I was about to say you're about to get freaking
clip it up, baby. Clip it up. I don't care. But yeah, man. I mean,
don't show your face in public, man. We got the World Cup in pen. Trust me, I'm just as big a soccer hater as you, and I'll put that on Front Street right now. But
yes, sir.
Oh,
boring.
that's great. That's
boring.
Soccer's awful. I mean, I shouldn't. It's awful to watch. It is awful to watch.
Yeah, no, I mean,
in my opinion,
what soccer players can do, man, they have stamina. They got stamina. It's crazy. They're running up and down. Yeah. Like, I can respect that. The hell of an athlete, but they also, a lot of them should go and try to make movies later on in life because they got them acting jobs down well. And they got those sweet celebrations. I'll give it to them. I mean, you can do a freaking flip and handspring and stuff like that. Dude, hey, man, you can always go in and be a stunt man in the movies. But anyway, man, yeah, I just think that there's, flopping is something that's really been a problem. I understand wanting to keep games like safer, so you're not hacking players as much. And, the Pistons used to beat the crap out of people. It was pretty brutal, dude. But yeah, you got guys throwing themselves to the turf. Kobe Bryant, RIP, one of the best ball players of all time. Definitely top 3, I would say, in our generation, 100%, man. Dude had a dislocated finger, goes over to the bench, has some guy and a trainer pop it back into place, just comes back out and play. Dude tore his ACL, goes to the free free throw line. I think he sinks them both.
Yep.
Like,
yep. Torn
it's
Achilles
just,
actually even worse.
yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, yeah, ruptured Achilles. Like, it's crazy work.
They say you can't even, like, when you walk on a ruptured Achilles, it's like you're not. The way they explained it was kind of tough, but it was
Yeah,
like,
put your hand up a little bit more for the camera so the people can
yeah,
see
like
it. Yeah.
you're almost like you're walking, but like it's so twisted that like you don't
Oof.
really have that motion
Oof.
to kind of put your
Oof.
foot in, down. It's like it's like you're walking on uneven ground, but like you're in extreme pain, obviously. And
Yeah, I can't imagine.
he just trots to the free throw line like he was a killer, man. Like there aren't
Mamba.
people like him nowadays. There just is, like, as much as I, there's players I do like Brunson, I do like and stuff, but Kobe was different. And like, not to totally derail your point there, I feel like if Kobe flopped, I mean, the guy would have scored how many more points? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
he had those
he had self-respect, bro. Like, he wouldn't do some garbage like that. And I get it, bro. Like that, adapter, you just got to get, what is the word? There's a phrase for
adapt
it. Like,
or die, basically.
Adapt or die. Yeah, something along those lines. Adapt or unalive. If this is going on YouTube, gotta use words that don't get censored, guys. Gotta watch our language. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, I realize that it's a copycat league. Like, you gotta move on and do what everybody else is doing, such as everyone shooting 3-pointers. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan. Not a big fan, but.
Here, I'll ask you this to follow up with that, because obviously LeBron is. I'm not saying he was the first one, but I remember those, man, back once again. It's like back in my day, but it was just the entertainment level.
30-year-old Aaron, back in my day.
It's hard to believe, dude. I pinch myself every day. Like, how did I get this? How did I get here already? But like that Indiana Pacers series, I remember when Stevenson blew in his ear and everything. Like, the drama that series had, and the amount of times where LeBron wouldn't even be touched, and he's like flailing like he got sucker punched by Mike Tyson. Like that, to me, obviously, I was already a hater of LeBron, but that was an exclamation point on it. But do you think, let's just rewind it back, I don't know, was that 8-10 years? I mean, it's probably 10 years ago now. Do you think it's gotten worse, the same, and we're basically seeing it the same amount? It's just we're still tired of it and we're still bitching about it.
Yeah,
or like it's gotten worse.
I don't know. I'd say it's probably gotten worse. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched like a ton of basketball over the last 10 years. I would say it's probably gotten worse. I mean, that's the thing too. Like, there's camera angles from every side. They could see like any part of your body in any angle. So like, they're able to go back. I like the fact that they can challenge foul calls, because there's definitely, these refs they're human, so they're gonna make mistakes, and so I don't know. I just think it shouldn't be in the game. It is in the game. You just gotta deal with it. It's just like in the NFL. Shoot, little segue here. In the NFL, you barely touch the quarterback. What were you saying the other day about they made the rule change and like quarterbacks when they're running? You were talking about that.
Well, it just feels like everybody pulls up, right? Like, it's almost like when you're trying to change players in Madden, and like that's what these players are doing in real life, because it's like they get control for a second, they're right in line to drop their shoulder on a quarterback. Yeah, and it's like, especially, I mean, I don't know if it's like I'm just pointing him out, but like I really feel like with Lamar, people are really afraid of like dropping that absolute, slam on them. And it's just like they get so many more yards that way, man. Like, there's so many first downs that are given to teams now. And I think part of that too is they wanted to increase scoring. So, they wanted to keep the quarterbacks upright, you know what I mean, for the most part. Right. So they stay in the game more, if the quarterback's in the game, it's a better product than the second string, obviously. But then on top of that, like, they want to keep these guys healthy, and then they like more scoring. Like, if you can't pop the quarterback, they're gonna weasel their way into a first down. You see it with Mahomes too. Like, he'll literally hold the ball over here and then like move his hands over here, and then guys are like flailing. It's
and then Papa be, hey, did you see that he was a foul? Hey, ref, he hit me out of bounds, or let me know when he's like coming up behind me, even that like one clip where he said something like that, and it's just like, okay, Patrick, like the announcer was like, okay, Patrick,
What did he say? Oh man. Oh yeah, he's like, when I forget, it was that Bills Chiefs game like a couple of years ago. He's like, that's ridiculous, man.
That's my Kermit impression. I mean, that's probably the best Kermit impression I've ever had. So I used to be able to do Miss Piggy. I don't know if I should admit that online, but I've never been able to do Kermit quite like that. So you guys are hearing it first on the Brutally Honest Sports Podcast. We can just keep it real here. We bring out talents that we didn't know exist.
Don't get me started. I got to pull the Brandon Graham out of the hat because he's playing another year. I don't know if
I don't know, bro.
He don't hang it up. He's like Favre at this point. It's just like he's not gonna hang it up.
He's loyal.
That is loyalty. That is loyalty.
These hoes ain't loyal. That's Brett Favre right there. I don't know if you're gonna have to bleep out that word, but
that's a song. So
they
should have to bleep out the whole song then.
If Mahomes goes to another team, you say Mahomes ain't loyal. But I mean, I do respect that about him. He signed a team friendly deal. Mahomes definitely. I see him as a Chief for life, I would imagine. But yeah, man. I mean, dude, we're almost in June. The schedule, NFL draft is behind us. The schedules have dropped. Have you been able to look at the Eagles schedule at all?
Yeah. Kind of interesting, right? I mean, we talked about a little bit, off air there with them playing the AFC South. As far as you have your normal teams, but then obviously they play a different division every year, which you get that AFC South. Which I mean, the first game of that is the second game of the year at Tennessee. Not a division. I feel like. I know it rotates like every year. It's going to be a different division, but it feels like it's been a minute since we played like that. Those crop of teams,
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's like every 4 years, probably, because you got 4 divisions, and it's every 4 years. So.
Yeah, because to piggyback that is, I remember when AJ Brown went completely nuclear on the Titans at home,
right after
he got, I think that was the first year that the Eagles had him,
right.
And he was just bullying them. Like he dominated them. But
oh, dude, he went off. Yeah, I think he had like 2 touchdowns, like probably like 150 yards. It was embarrassing.
Wide open, that one down the one sideline. I remember it was like
nobody
was there. Like not a soul.
Defender fell down, and Traylon Burks just such an embarrassing pick, bro. It's like, I mean, I felt you kind of feel bad for the guy coming in. They're like, oh yeah, you're the pick that we gave, that we got for AJ Brown, the best receiver on our team, and the guy just didn't have it in him. But yeah, no, I'm. I was texting with another buddy who's a big Eagles fan, Roach. He was on the channel, 100+ episodes ago. Shout out to Roach. He and I were texting here a little earlier, and he thinks we're going 13-4. I think that's a little, that could be a little generous, man. I don't know, dude. I would say 12-5, but let me just look down the schedule here. Let's do a quick game by game.
I like that. I was just thinking that, yeah.
Game by game. We don't necessarily need a score prediction, but let's see if we can get some controversy here, because I know you and I don't always look the same way on things. I mean, we got week 1. We got, the Washington Bums, at home. I'm not scared of the Commanders at all. I think I think we probably could both agree that that's 1-0, right?
That's 1-0. They and I don't want to make this super long, but the Commanders do kind of sometimes give the Eagles issues. They'll play that surprise game where it's like, holy shit, it's 30-30 in the fourth quarter, But I think they play a good game. The Commanders do, but I think the Eagles win. Yeah, I do think it might surprise people that it's kind of tight, but it's division. It's week 1. Everybody's kind of getting the flow of things. Eagles have a new OC, so. Bunch of different things going on there.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of my reasoning for 12-5 is like the caveat of like how quickly are they going to gel in offense, because like they, easy game in Tennessee the week 2 should be 2-0, but then we have at Chicago and then at home against the Rams. We've had the Rams number at home recently, but I mean, if we need to be clicking by week 3. I mean. Caleb Williams, you got Ben Johnson up there in Chicago. They're playing at Chicago. They absolutely embarrassed us last year. And
Black Friday game.
That Black Friday game, shit, might as well. We should have kept the TV blacked out. It would have been better than watching that garbage, man. But absolutely have to have it together by then. What do you think? I think we lose one of those games. Maybe even both. I don't know. At Chicago and then at home versus the Rams. I'm thinking we'll probably lose to the Bears and then beat the Rams just because we've had the Rams numbers. But What do you think, man? Are we losing both? The opposite? What do you think, man?
I think I'm going a little bit, and usually like in my head, it's screaming that Chicago's going to win that.
Yeah.
I think under the Sirianni era, it's kind of been weird. We've won some road games that I really didn't think we would.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm gonna say I think that's a get right game as far as just because it'll be some bulletin board material. I think some Chicago guys might come out and say some BS that week. I feel like that's one of those like just not a rivalry, but it's one of those like they don't think much of us. We don't really like them. It might turn into that a little bit.
Hopefully,
and then
that's cool.
I think that Rams game's a trap game to me. I think they come off the high of, like I agree with you with Tennessee. They win at Tennessee, hopefully comfortably. But then they find a way to eke it out in Chicago, probably in like an ugly game, in my opinion, like 18-15 or something like that.
Man, I hope not. But a win's a win, but I hope not, man. Just that low score scares me, bro. Like
what scares me is Ben Johnson against Sirianni because Ben Johnson to me, he can draw up a game plan and Sirianni's like ass Madden. So that's where I'm like, the coaching.
You say ask Madden. Is that what you say?
I just feel like if it comes down to like,
that's phenomenal. Shout out EA Sports. I mean, we're not sponsored, but you have been making the same damn football game for the last 10 years, just updating the rosters. Get on that, man. Those guys look like thumbs. I'm telling you, they look like thumbs some of the time.
JD better never get his hands on MLB The Show because it hasn't changed since 2012. So.
Oh, dude, I was watching some clips from MLB The Show, and it was like 2016 versus 2026, and I'm just like, huh? So you're telling me I can get 2016 for $5 or spend $70 on 26? Shit, I might as well get 16 and then just download like modded, updated rosters, bro. Like, let's go. Anyway,
that's the thing, man. I swear to God, and this is a different tangent, but I swear on everything.
Brutally honest. Let's go.
Come MVP Baseball 2006.
You
could argue with the umpire, which you can't do in the show. You could charge the mound, which you can't do in the show. You can run over the catcher and actually 2K baseball as well. You could jam the one button, and then if you jam it hard enough, you smash the catcher in pieces. Like you had all that, and
it would have the slow cinematic. You'd like hit it, and it's just like, boom.
I'm not saying they got to put all that in, but you should at least be able to argue with the umpire. Like that's a realistic thing.
Dude.
You know what I
mean? Right. I mean, you should be able to argue. You should be able to get tossed out of there too. I mean,
you
allow us
to
get
into the yellow. It would be like, you might get tossed. If you're in the red, you're most definitely getting tossed.
Dude, I love it. Pitch it to EA, or I mean, who even makes them? MLB, is that EA or I don't know?
No, that's actually PlayStation Studios makes that one. But
oh, really?
Yeah, they don't have any competition. That's the thing. Like they can roll out the same game for 15 years and nobody else 2K. Is competing with them.
Yeah, 2K, man. We need to bring back NBA Live for sure. 2K is the same type way. Yeah.
Yeah, but to go back to your schedule
good,
thing.
Bro. You're good. We like the tangents there.
I'll probably be wrong. It'll probably be the way you're saying it. I really do more likely think that way. But I'll say they beat Chicago, ugly game. They lose to the Rams. Once again, ugly game. Like they don't get blown out by the Rams, but they lose to the Rams. And McVay finally gets one over on us.
You're thinking you're thinking 2-2 at that point.
3.
Oh, no, we're beating the Bears. You said beat the Bears. All right, so we're both at 3-1. We're just swapping. Yeah. So all right, so we're both at 3-1 here. Week 5, we travel overseas. We're playing in London. I was actually tickets for that game are almost $1,000 a pop, dude. It's crazy. Week 5 in London. I mean, the Jaguars are well accustomed to playing over there. They played over there. Shoot, I think every year. It's been a while. Like they've been playing over there for quite some time. I think we beat the Jags over there. I do. I'd like to say that we beat them comfortably. I mean, the Jaguars were a good team last year, though. Got to give them to them. Trevor Lawrence is solid. Liam Cohen down there. I think that's dude's name. First-year head coach. But I don't know. I think the Jags take a little. I think he takes maybe a little bit of a step back. I don't know what their schedule's looking like, but I don't see them going like what were they 12-5 or 13-4 last year? Like it's pretty crazy. But I say we beat them. We beat them in London. Then we come back Carolina. And I mean there's some people saying, we definitely need a bye after that game in London. I also see that. I'm like, man, that's tough coming back to play Carolina. I refuse to believe that we're gonna lose to a midget, bro, or a little person, dwarf, whatever you say. My apologies. Um,
Oh my
Down there in Bama, it got the little guy throwing touchdowns. So, I,
Oh
I can't,
man, that's
I can't see us losing to a little quarterback and a guy named Tet, as their top receiver. So, I mean, I'm calling us 5-1 at that point. Call me crazy, man. We're gonna get canceled. Aaron's not gonna allow me to come back on here for video next time. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep you on audio so I can just mute you when you say stupid shit." What do you think, though, bro? What do you
no, I
think of
like that.
Jacksonville?
I did not see that coming from you there, but I think we lose the Jet to the Jags. I think the Jags win overseas. It's just one of
That's
those
fair.
things. So I'm putting us at 2 losses. I do agree. I think we beat
Okay.
Carolina. That's another team that isn't that they came back against us. What not? Was that just last year or
I'm not
I'm
sure.
not sure either.
I don't remember the last time we played though. I think it was a really close game. Like we won. They put up a really good fight. And I know that they're coming off their playoff berth last year, but I still think they were 8-9 winning their division. So though, I mean, they put up a good fight against the Rams. They
Oh
actually beat
wow, no, it's been a wow. Well, what's funny is the last time we played them was 2024 December, and we won 22-16. I remember that it was an
Yeah,
ugly game though.
yeah.
And Carolina coming in was 3-9, and we were 11 or 10-2. So like it was one of those like, how does this happen? But
Absolute trap game. Like
yeah,
100% trap game. Like no
so
doubt about it.
I yeah, I think it's a little fun too because we're a little bit opposing here, but I think the Eagles do have 2 losses at this point, in my opinion. Like,
All right.
and it's to the Jags once again, not a blowout. It's just they don't find a way to win that game
Got
overseas.
we got Dallas and then at Washington. What's your prediction there, bro?
We'll go win against. I think they'll split against. I feel like every year they split against Dallas. I mean,
Yeah, it's
they
fair.
get one, they lose one. So I think they get that one, especially at home.
At home.
That's a prime time, a Monday night game. Um, so yeah, I mean, still you don't have a bye still. So I mean, that's tough. I mean, Dallas
Yeah.
is no slouch.
I don't know.
Dallas's offense, I expect to be humming again. That's what they did last year. I don't see why they would take a step back. They got George Pickens back, and obviously CD is still there. So
Pickens is playing for that contract too, because I think he's on
yeah,
I think he's on the franchise tag. Yeah, so he needs the ball out. I could be wrong. Maybe they got an extension done.
no, you're right. Pickens is on that tag. So
he needs the ball out. Yeah,
I'm
Dallas always
scared of
has a
that.
good offense. Dude, just go. I mean, their defense, brother. I know you watch a lot of college, and I know being a big Penn State fan, you don't like Ohio State, bro. But Caleb Downs, bro, the Cowboys grabbing him.
Yeah, that made me dislike him even more. But
That's
he's a hell of a player. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
But yeah,
And what do you think? Do we beat Washington again?
I want to say yes. It's just it can definitely like they scare me. It's division once again.
Okay, so you're gonna say no?
I think they do, but this one probably even like this might be like a 2-point game in my opinion.
Got
like
you.
it's just down to the wire. Like it's just ground and pound, run the ball, like just get out of there with a win, survive. But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I think they win both those games at that point of the season.
Yeah, and I mean, I say we split games. Honestly, I think we're going to lose to Dallas and we're gonna beat Washington once again. So, I'm at 6-2, and I think you're at 6-2 as well. We're both seeing them at 6-2, just with a few different games. Week 9 through 12. I mean, week 9 is the Giants. I don't think there's a chance we lose to the Giants. I mean, they are going to be interesting. What they got, Reese. It was Averill Reese, I believe, was their one draft pick, and then they got the pick from trading Dexter Lawrence. So yeah, I mean, their defense will probably be improved. Their offense. With Malik Neighbors is obviously always dangerous, and Jackson Dart should take a step up. Cam Scatterbo, but I don't think we lose to the Giants. I rebuke it. I think we had come out of that 3-game stretch going to the bye week at 7-2. What are you thinking, bro?
Yeah. I think I'm definitely fearful of the Giants, maybe more than you are. I think Harbaugh coming over is big time.
Yeah, it's true.
He's just a winner. Like as much as I critique Mike Tomlin, like it's kind of the same thing with Harbaugh. I think Tomlin gave you a consistently winning product. Harbaugh, same thing. Now, I think the Ravens are a much better organization than the Giants are, so maybe that will play to his detriment. I could see maybe it actually ending badly in New York.
They gave Harbaugh the reins too. They gave him, that was part of like the contract. They gave him so much control. So yeah, I could be totally wrong, bro. I could be feeling like a fool and we get blown out. I mean, we did get beat pretty bad by the Giants last year, that first game.
I think we split against the Giants. I do. I don't think we're going to take both games. Unfortunately, I want to beat them. That's becoming my least favorite team in the league quickly, in my opinion.
Interesting.
But like them, I mean, they bring over, I know Calvin Austin isn't amazing, but they get Isaiah Likely from the Ravens. So you're seeing some kind of Ravens trickle down the pipeline because
Likely is extremely underrated, bro.
He's good. He's good. I would love to see the Eagles even get him. There were some
rumors. There's some rumors going around they might grab him with Goddard being on his, they thought he was on the way out, but so are we losing that first one? I mean,
I think we lose the first one, yeah, especially because it's just such a stretch right there. Like they're playing forever, it feels like, till they get to week 10. So I think they lose that. So they're at 3 losses going into 6-3 at the bye week. So
yeah, I'm calling 7-2. So we're pretty close. And we come out of the bye week and we get to play old man Rodgers. If he doesn't have his cane out by that point in time, I think we beat Pittsburgh pretty solid. I know they've done some work. They've added a few guys, but I don't see Pittsburgh being that great. I mean, we stole Mekhi Lemon from them during the draft, that clip where Lemon's on the phone with the Steelers. He's like, "Oh, why are the Eagles calling?" And his agent's like, "They traded up to pick you." It's like,
I don't think his agent, with all due respect, the guy doesn't miss donuts very often. I don't think he I don't think he's ever run that fast in his life. Like that guy, he ran from one side of Pittsburgh to the other, it felt like, because he just called ass to tell that.
Brutally honest, baby. Laying off the
the guy, he's a big fellow. I'll just put it that way. But
he probably has Zion Williamson on his payroll somewhere as well. But,
he's on that diet, yeah.
But I think we beat the Steelers. I mean, by that point in time, dude, if Rodgers is playing like crap, we might see Drew Aller or Aller. Like, I know we talked
Will Howard or Al. This might be not a hot take, but I think either it's injury or something with Rodgers this year. I don't think he finishes. Like, he might play the last couple of games. Like, he might get injured, then come back and play the last couple. But I think there will be a stretch where we either see Will Howard or Aller, especially if they're like, let's say 3 or 4 games under 500.
Yeah.
I know Rodgers and McCarthy have that, just the connection from Green Bay. But at some point, if you're a Steelers fan, like the fan base is already loud about not winning for a while. If you're like not really competing, like you're trying to sneak in for a wild card, do you really want to see Aaron Rodgers like barely hang on just to get you to the wild card to get bounced? I don't see the benefit of that.
I mean, but the strength of the draft class is coming up here, dude. You got like 4 quarterbacks expected to go in the first round. I think obviously, Dante Moore out of Oregon. You got, hey, you'll be proud of me. I'm, have a bit of college ball knowledge here, but Dante Moore out of Oregon. You got obviously Manning out of Texas, and Lenora Sellers is coming in. I forget the other guy that they expect to go pretty high. But such a good quarterback class and just a strong draft in general. Dude. Jeremiah Smith, I think is dude's name, from Jeremiah Smith or Jeremiah Love Smith, right?
Yeah, Smith. Yep.
Smith. Yeah, from the Ohio State.
The Ohio State, man.
The Ohio State.
They trademarked that. So
yeah. But I mean, people are saying like he could be good enough to go number 1 overall. So I mean, honestly, dude, if I'm the Steelers, if Rodgers gets in there and he's 2-3, 1-4, whatever, see what you got in Aller, bro. Seriously, I mean, what do you got to lose? You either develop them and you're like, yo, this guy is good. He got some stuff. You have a poor season and you get a good draft pick. I mean, there's
100%,
nothing to lose. And they set themselves up well. We talked about in the last show, they had all the leverage with Rodgers. They're basically like, we don't need you type thing. So I don't know. I'd much rather see the young guys play out in Pittsburgh. But yeah, I think we beat the Steelers. Then we play at Dallas on Thanksgiving. I think we're going to lose that game. Honestly, I mean, Jerry World, we usually get pwned. Use a gaming term right there. We usually get pwned in Jerry World.
Man, it's been a minute since I heard that. Yeah.
So I mean, I think we're at 8-3 after that. You think we lose to Dallas there? Do you think we're winning that game?
Yeah, I agree with you with Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's defense is going to be better. They added a lot on the back end, and basically up front as well. So I don't know if we drop like 40 on them, like that one game we played them a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
What's weird, man, is not to get too
annihilation.
That wasn't annihilation. Yeah, I feel like we haven't played in Pittsburgh since like McNabb. Is that like, or no? We did play in Pittsburgh with Wentz because I remember Travis Fulgham went like nuclear that game. But
Fulgham,
that was like a COVID year. I'm pretty sure. It's been that long since we played in Pittsburgh.
It might have been. Yeah, it's been a minute. You're right.
Just funny, like the last time we played Pittsburgh a few years ago in Philly. So it's been a long time. But I think we do beat Pittsburgh, not super close, but not a blowout. And then I agree with you. Jerry World on Thanksgiving. Dak also has our number. Doesn't matter if it was Wentz or Hurts. Like he's beaten us enough times where I'm like, I don't really lean the fact that we're going to sweep them. So like I said, we split with them. We win the game at home against Dallas, but then unfortunately, don't let it ruin your Thanksgiving if you are a Birds fan. It's not that deep, but
I mean, there'll be plenty of food to like eat away the pain if that's
exactly. If it's a close game, it's like I'd rather that. As much as I don't want to lose to them, if it's competitive, it's on primetime Thanksgiving. I can't really complain that much. So
true. And let's go roll through these last few games here pretty quickly. We got Arizona. I think we could beat them in our sleep. So I mean, they're definitely looking like they're waiting for the next year's draft. I mean,
no more Jonathan Gannon though, man.
Or
new era in Arizona.
Yeah, right. Without Gannon
and no Kyler. So there you go.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, they got a good tight end. They got a good running back there, but they're just talk about dumpster fire. But versus Indy, I don't know. I mean that could be a trap game, bro. I mean, we play Indy, Seattle, then Houston. I'm gonna say we lose to Indy, lose to Seattle, and then hit Houston. I think we win Houston because I originally said 12-5. So I'm gonna say it might be swapped. We might lose to Indy, win win versus Indy, and then win versus Houston. I mean, both those games, at home is a 3-game stretch, but I think we drop Indy, drop Seattle. We go to 9-5 suddenly, and then I think we beat Houston there on Christmas Eve. So we all have a good Christmas, putting us at 10-5 there. What do you think on that 3-game stretch there? I mean, 2 of those games against the AFC South. I mean, Houston last year, that defense, and it's really going to come down to how CJ Stroud can he do anything against Fangio. But what do you think of that 3-game stretch there, man?
Yeah, I think we beat Indy is such a hard team to like. I don't know what they're going to be because was Daniel Jones a flash in the pan with them last year? I don't know. Right. Obviously, he gets injured. That fan base. I mean, you talk about a rough go at it since Manning.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Andrew Luck, who you thought was the next coming, and then he gets injured every other game because the offensive line is non-existent. So
they have an offensive line and a good running back, but they can't figure out the quarterback,
and they can't get the quarterback. Yeah, it's just it's like. You can never have it all there. It feels like since Manning, especially, but
right.
I think we handle the Colts and chance that might be Shane Steichen's return to Philly. I don't think he's been there since then.
I don't know.
Seattle, man, damn Seattle. Like we can never beat them. I don't know what it is. It's like
I don't know either.
They have our number.
Even in Philly, I think
I'm calling it a win this year, though. I think we get.
Oh shit! Okay,
I'm going on a little like maybe I'm flip flopping you a little bit. I think this is where they start to like find it completely late in the season because they're on a little bit of a run. They beat Seattle. I think Seattle drops back without Kenneth Walker. Sam Darnold throws 1 million interceptions this year. I just think I see it coming.
What do we do to Houston then?
Houston, I think we beat Houston as well.
Shoot. All right.
As much as I think the middle of the year is going to be a struggle.
All right.
I think they find their way. Houston, though, they're going to put up a big fight. Reed Blankenship coming back. So you got that. That's kind of fun. But, Houston's defense is legit. Their
normally
offense,
Mr. Pessimist here. Aaron is
going some optimism here, late in the year. Getting through the first and the middle part, I'm concerned about.
All right.
It's really going to determine. Like they could be 500 for all I know in the middle part of the year. I don't.
It's possible. You never know. It's
a weird season.
A bunch of professionals. So then we got at San Fran and at the Giants. I'm calling both of those a win.
Wow. Okay.
F the 49ers.
The whiners, man. The whiners.
40 whiners. Get out of here, bro. We're beating San Fran. They're not gonna be that good. We're gonna put a pretty good whooping on them. And George Kittle probably won't be in that game because he can't stay healthy. I don't know. Something tells me that they're gonna suck. So I see us sweeping, the Niners, and then if we even need to play our starters, we'll beat the Giants. So I'm gonna call us at 12-5, like I said. What do you think? I mean, are you going to call 12-5 with us losing to the Niners and beating the Giants, or what are you thinking?
That's exactly where I just think going
right.
out there is going to be too tough. Unfortunately, if we had them at home, I wouldn't worry as much. But that's another like house of horrors for a lot of teams. It feels like, especially late in the year, for some reason, nobody can go out there and win. I don't know what that is, but
it's healthy. Playing out in San Francisco, I mean, they have their percentages of injuries again for you nerds. You can look it up, like the percentage of injuries out in San Francisco is ridiculous.
You heard about that? They have like that electrical power plant or power grid or something. I'm starting to think there's some validity to that because, like, I don't think the field surface is the problem. Like, it doesn't sound like
I don't know. They said independent studies said it wasn't any issue as far as like the players getting hurt, but the levels there, like,
something's up there,
crazy high compared to the average area. So, again, it is an interesting study. I did read it, so I can be included in the nerds there. I'm just blanking out on the information. I think that it, bro. I think it's my catchphrase moving forward for all you nerds out there. Coming from a guy who likes stats, catchphrase, brutally honest sports for all you nerds. We got you.
Give me this. We'll go with this, man, because I say 12-5 as well.
Okay.
But I could see this team. Honestly, I think they could be a 10-7 team, which I know is horrible, and where our standards have been at. I have my, the whole AJ Brown thing, which might be good to get him out. Like, it might be actually a positive because the positives outweigh the negatives. Just getting his, distraction out of here. But the whole, now it's another offensive coordinator, which I do hear good things about, but I still wait and see. I'm not one of those guys like he's going to be amazing. He's Andy Reid. Like, I haven't seen him yet. So
first time offensive coordinator. So we'll see what happens.
What do you think, man? Like, we're calling 12-5. What's the bottom? What's like the floor? Obviously, if somebody gets injured, we're not talking about that. Like, if Hurts goes out week 4 for the year, then it's different. But everybody's healthy.
9-8. I'd say our floor would be 9-8. Honestly, so
that would hurt. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm worried one of these years they're gonna implode. I maybe it's being a Philadelphia fan. It's like,
if it's gonna be a bad year, it might as well be this year. The draft is strong next year, so I mean, a lot of it's gonna come down to our offensive line. Can Lane Johnson stay healthy?
Juergens,
they
kind of regressed. They kind of regressed a little bit.
They did, but like Juergens wasn't healthy last year. Lane wasn't healthy. Dickinson wasn't healthy, and like all those guys should be good to go. The beginning of this season, they all did what they needed to do, and as long as they're healthy, Saquon, I think some people are like, oh, he's gonna regress. I'm like, dude, I think Saquon's gonna have a balling out season, especially if we're doing a lot of 5 wides, bro. You put Saquon out there. I mean, he's a receiver as well. That guy can catch, he can run, he can jump over people backwards. He'll have another chance to do that in London against the Jags, but the
offense can't be worse, man, than last. I genuinely feel that way. They cannot be worse than last year.
Right. And I think our defense will be pretty solid. But anyway, 12-5. Aaron and I are both calling in, lock it in. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, man, that's I don't know. We're talking about records. You sent me something earlier about records and stuff, right? When it comes to football.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. Now, this was like a cumulative, cumulative, whatever.
Cumulative.
Yeah, you
words
take
and
it
stuff. Words and stuff. English is hard.
English is hard, man. It's my only language. But we kind of the worst record over the last 10-year season span.
Yeah.
So we got some bad franchises obviously in here, and they have been for quite some time. But yeah, what do you think? Top 5 worst NFL records over the last 10-year combined. And if you want to try and go in chronological order, you could. That's up to you.
No, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go 5. I'll give you. No,
5-1. You can do 5-1.
no, I'm just gonna give you 5. And if I'm outside, say I say one that's outside the top 5, and you happen to know, like, oh no, there's 7 or 8, just let me know. But yeah, we'll go 5 here. I'm gonna say the Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals are number 5 on the list.
They're at number 5. Okay, let's go. Okay, Arizona Cardinals. Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans are not on the list.
No way. Okay,
surprisingly enough.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, they had the Rabel before Rossini and him were caught.
Tannehill.
Yeah, 10 years. Yeah, not 5 years. I was thinking 5. Yeah,
you'd probably be spot on. Yeah.
Tannehill and Henry. All right, so let me see. I got 3 more guesses here. Raiders. 10
Raiders
years
are number
again.
8 on the list.
Okay, yes, Derek Carr. They had a few good years. I want to say the Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns are number 3 on the list.
Number 3. Okay, I mean that's always a good when you're talking about shitty teams. It's always a good one to guess the Browns.
That's an automatic. Yeah, that's.
See, this year. Yeah, no, because it was C.J. Stroud had 2 good, or they had 2 good years. Like Houston had some horrible years. That's how they got Stroud.
Yeah,
so,
think teams that are like high in the draft.
New York Giants. New York Giants. I'm gonna guess.
New York Giants are number 2 on the list. Yeah,
number 2 on the list. Okay, I got one more. I got 3. Wait, no, that's all. That's 5 guesses, and I got 3 of the top. Let me see. So, what do you got? Who's number 1 on the list?
Number 1 on the list, not a shocker, I don't think by any means. The New York Jets are number 1 on the list.
The Jets. Oh, dude, how could I? Oh, my bad, fellas. Jets, dagnabbit, the New York football Jets.
The Jets, over the last 10 years, the Jets are 49-116. The Giants are 55-109. So the
Giants, that would have been if I would have had another guess, I would have said Giants. For whatever reason, the Jets just eluded me. So,
yeah, the only other one it was Carolina was number 4 at 61-104.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, just kind of fun. I'm glad. Obviously, the Eagles aren't in that list. That's pretty depressing, but yeah.
I mean, 10 years, man. That takes us. We got 3 Super Bowl appearances, 2 Super Bowl wins in that 10-year span. So, pretty good. We'll take it.
I'll tell you this: the Bengals being number 10 was a little surprising, just because it never seems like they're awful, but they were number 10, so that was the only other thing.
Yeah, I guess pre-Joe Burrow screwed that up pretty bad. Because they had the number 1 pick and they got Burrow. So, yeah, and Andy Dalton wasn't so great at the end of his career there. But, yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm going to ask you this hot take. One NFL team that just makes the playoffs that you don't expect. Completely hot take. Just to throw something crazy out there. And a quick reason why.
Let me just real quick pull up the teams because I got to get a visual here.
I got you on one.
Go ahead. Yeah, you start. Go ahead.
Crazy hot take. And my buddy's going to hate this because he's a Jags fan. Tennessee Titans, bro. Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward takes a huge step forward. Carnell Tate comes out as a baller. And against all expectations, they squeak in as a playoff team. I don't know that's probably one of the hottest of takes, but we'll see. It's warm in Tennessee, so
I like that. I actually was kind of leaning them a little bit. I am a Cam Ward guy. I like Salah. I think their defense. Just give it a couple of years. Their defense will be big time.
Yeah,
Salah just knows defense. Like he's almost like the Rex Ryan of modern day, in my opinion. In the fact that he can just upgrade a defense in a few years. That's all it takes.
Yeah, Cam Ward's a better quarterback than Mark Sanchez. So, in my opinion, he's going to be a bit better quarterback. His stats for his rookie year weren't great, but all things considered, he had a solid rookie year. Like, dude was running for his life.
100%. Yeah, give him some time to develop. Give him some weapons. I think he has tools that he can work with there. And he showed it at Miami. I mean, he was a standout at Miami, even though they weren't, winning a ton, but he has the potential.
Reason he was the number 1 pick, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Here's one that's gonna, close the doors in your house because it might blow them right off.
Hey man, let's go. All right.
I got the Minnesota Vikings sneaking in the playoffs this year with Kyler Murray. I think.
I don't think that's too hot of a take, honestly.
Okay, that division is always. I compare that division to the AFC North, in my opinion, because it's almost like they're just tough.
Yeah,
it's tough to come out of there like unscathed.
No, and just to be a counter, bro, like counter. I mean, you look at Kyler, like he did have some solid years. Again, he's another little person, but he's a lot faster than Bryce Young. But I mean, dude, you got Jay Jetta throw the ball to. You got Jordan Addison. I think Aaron Jones is still the running back. Minnesota has a good freaking defense. Dude, I can see the Vikings absolutely balling out. So no, I mean that's cool if that's your hot take. Considering how poorly they played with McCarthy, but I mean Kyler was the number one pick too for a reason.
And I'm following the blueprint of like when you see Sam Darnold come over from Carolina to the Vikings, resurges his career with Kevin O'Connell.
Man.
Yeah, I think similar. I'm not saying he's gonna like ball out completely, but I think he does enough. He gets taught enough from Kevin O'Connell as long as he stays healthy and stays off the Call of Duty. I think they do.
God, beat me to it. Stays off God. Yep. Beat me to it.
So you know what though? If I'm going another like my 1A, 1B, I'm deathly afraid of the Giants, man. I'm telling you right now. Like I am.
That's fair.
I'm a believer in Dart, even though I don't I can't stand the guy, honestly. Or scatterbrain is what I call him because he's just a psychopath. But
Mr. CTE isn't real.
The guy that slams his helmet or his head into the wall
aren't real. Yeah,
yeah. He's I can't stand that. I can't stand that team. And I was a Harbaugh guy. I like Harbaugh a lot, but it makes me not like him until he leaves there. But I think they're forming something there. I think they got something cooking there. Malik Neighbors was out all of last year, so
true.
They're on the come up, is what I'll say. Unless
they got true number one. If he could stay healthy, Scatterboo, Scatterbo, Scatterbone, Scatterbrain, whatever. Like he's solid. That guy runs like crazy. He might not have any brains left by the end of his career, but he's a good player. Jackson Dart showed some promise. I mean, like you said, Harbaugh, he knows how to get the guys going. That defense. Abdul Carter, I think, will take a huge step forward. He had kind of a crappy rookie. Excuse me, voice crack. Let's go. Better a voice crack than smoke a crack. You feel me? But anyway, Harbaugh will have that defense playing well. Then, like I said, was it Avril Reese or David or Bailey that they got the Giants? I think it was Reese, right? They had a good first round, but
good question.
I'm like blanking out. So first round draft picks.
Yeah, Arville Reese. Yep.
But yeah, we'll find out. Yep. We'll find out. Yeah, and then they got an offensive lineman, Francis Maiuguo or something like that.
Almost looks like Nialago a little bit.
Yeah, but shows my ignorance and pronunciation, words and stuff. But anyway, should be an interesting season. Obviously, we'll have a lot more here coverage on the Brutally Honest Sports Podcast as things happen. Post June 1st for sure. I'm sure there'll be some other than the AJ Brown trade. There'll be some other things going on. So we'll definitely have more talk there. But real quick, as my voice cracks again, got to hit the water. Hey, stay hydrated, folks. But just gotta say something real quick. I think Barry Bonds is one of the best baseball players of all time.
I mean, yeah, if you enjoy injecting steroids into your bloodstream, sure. I'm just and what really pushes me over the edge on that guy, I'll just come out and say it. He's probably the biggest asshole to ever play baseball, in my opinion. He treated the media, and I'm not like the biggest fan of obviously the media in general, but he treated them like they didn't even belong, covering the team. Like that's their job, man. Like he treated those people like they didn't matter, and that rubs me the wrong way. When he was in Pittsburgh, like early in his career, he was like a 30-30 guy who's stealing bags.
Yeah.
When he goes to San Fran, his head explodes. I mean, it looks like the Goodyear blimp. You know what I mean? The guy explodes.
For real, though.
So it's like, and then just I don't know, man. Like he's a hell of a hitter, yes, but did steroids play a fact in some of those balls that weren't going to go over the fence if he didn't take steroids? Absolutely, that's how it is. Hank Aaron had no steroid allegations around his entire career. Did it the right way, in my opinion. Treated people the right way. He's the home run king in my book. People love Barry Bonds. They glorify him like no tomorrow for whatever reason. He's been time and time again proven to be a bad human being, in my opinion. But he can hit a baseball. I give him that. But this whole really got brought up because Schwarber, I would love to see Schwarber eclipse Barry Bonds on a year home run in one season. I don't think it's going to happen. I'd be shocked if Schwarber's even close to Judge when all said and done.
He's on a heater though.
He could. I just
homers, man. He's cooking.
Power hitters are, red hot and then they go ice cold sometimes. So we'll see if he stays on that path. Yeah.
Why I typically, Judge is pretty incredible because he'll hit 315 or whatever and still have 56, dingers or whatnot. So most, like you said, most power hitters, 250, 240, but they'll hit, 48 home runs or 220 with 48 home runs. So boom or bust. Now, I don't actually think Barry's the best player of all time. I just wanted to see what Aaron's reaction was because I know he'd be talking.
That's one thing that riles me up, man, because people do love to say that. They love to say that.
Yep, they'd be all anyway. You know what I'm saying, boys.
Absolutely.
But
Glaze is real. Yeah.
As baseball season goes on, we'll also have more to say about that. Today was mainly a show, with basketball and then previewing the Eagles season, but I'm sure we'll have more to talk about, baseball wise moving forward. So definitely don't not follow us because you can hear a lot about baseball. Aaron's going to be doing a show as well. The plan is to do one show. He'll be doing one weekly by himself, primarily with baseball and stuff because baseball is not, I'm not as big on that, so he knows his stuff. And then he and I will do a show collectively together. We'll be recording on Monday, hopefully releasing every Tuesday, and then later on in the week, Aaron we'll drop a show. But I mean, hey man, I think that's pretty much all I got on the itinerary for today. What are you thinking?
Yeah, no, it was I think overall good sports weekend too. That you had baseball was kind of funny this weekend. They had what was called what was it? Not players weekend, rivalry weekend. So it was a lot of divisional games, which was just kind of cool. I didn't know they even did that.
Okay.
And then this coming weekend will be the Memorial Day or Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day. Yeah.
So they'll have the special hats. I like that type of. It just jazzes the game up. And then obviously you got the NBA Eastern and Western Conference Finals kicking off tonight with the Western. I think I totally fell off.
About an hour from recording here. Tip off game one. So
absolutely.
Thunder and Spurs will definitely have a lot to talk about next Monday here.
Yeah, and you still, I mean, for who tunes into it, I know it's still big. NHL playoffs go on in full effect too. So it's a lot of different, people are getting pulled a lot of different ways right now. No football, obviously, no college, no NFL, but we'll still hear some things. And obviously we got to talk on Old Man Rogers and then also the schedule releases and stuff. So maybe next show we'll kind of preview some other teams and just kind of, it's fun to speculate on the schedule because, on paper we can say, oh, they were good that last year, but this will be.
Yeah, I think the next we'll have to talk about this, but next week we'll do the rookie class. We'll look at a lot of first rounders and we'll just talk about that rookie class. See what make some bold predictions there. So make sure you tune in next week, and appreciate you guys listening here. Aaron, you got anything else to say before I get the outro?
I think just to mention where you can find us at Twitter at Brutally Honest.
Yeah, yep. It's my favorite thing back on the show. Been about 100 episodes up until last week. But anyway, check us out on Twitter at Brutally Honest, except without the T, Brutally Honest, because Twitter won't give us the T. Aaron, we got TikTok at what's that at?
Brutally Honest Sports and then _.
Aaron's he'd be posting on there, especially about baseball. Make sure you check out his shorts. Give him a drop a follow. See that handsome mug on there.
Don't go that
a few times a week, but. Hey, appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll catch you next week. I'm JD. It's your boy Aaron. Peace.
Later.